Alright, so this is probably the one I was looking for showing y'all the most. It is the Lindhaus Valzer lithium digital ion something. I don't know. But I didn't have any Lindhauses in my collection, and I actually ordered this one a little before the Hoover One Power HEPA, even though in a way they basically arrived on the same day. But this is basically like a dual motor machine like Lindhaus is known for with their Healthcare Pro, the Valzer New Age, and it's a lot like a Steel Felix as well. But this is a pretty fancy vacuum. So let's see. It has a brushless motor, which I can actually show you if I pull the bag out. And I use this vacuum like super often, like maybe, that's kind of hard to do if you're with one hand, because I was doing it wrong, that's why. But yeah, the bag's pretty full. Probably need to change that, order some new bags, pull the filter out, and you can actually see the motor in there, or maybe you can't, because it's kind of hard to see with an old phone that doesn't really capture light all that well. But yeah, this is, I'm going to put the phone down for a second, just reinstall the bag. Yeah, so back to what I was saying earlier, this is a really cool vacuum. So unlike 99% of cordless vacuums, this one actually has a full height adjustment. And something that you might not know about Lindhaus is that there's like a million different little, oh shoot, let me pull this so it's in the light. It has like 12 different height adjustment settings, which is, I think that's the most I've ever seen on a vacuum. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10. Something around there, but there's even a little hidden Lindhaus logo in the height adjustment knob, as well as, put the camera down again, as well as the headlight. So yeah, this is a really cool little vacuum. This nozzle is pretty much the same as what Lindhaus has been making for the last 20 years. It's, I believe, called the M30E, but you can also get this on a central vac, like the MD Stealth. It's also called the Lindhaus PB14. Although I will say, like, those model numbers do signify little differences. Like, I think the current central vac version might have a swivel neck. Might be the same with the version you get on an HF6 canister. But let's go around to the back of the machine. So you got yourself a 35mm dusting brush. I almost forgot what that was called. An extendable crevice tool. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, but yeah, it's pretty good for getting in places. Kind of like the clean your couch. As you can see, it has a hose, which kind of reminds me of an old Dirt Devil power stick. Not a long hose, but you know, it's good enough for quick pickups. Then, we go down here to the vestigial cord hook. You know, like lower part of the cord would go there, upper hook would go here. Actually, I should turn the vacuum around so more light gets it. But yeah, Lindhaus is planning to come out with a cordless version of this vacuum, which I think will be a pretty good vacuum. And there is the Lindhaus 36-volt, 6-amp-hour battery. So, and you can see, whoops, kind of hard to, but yeah, you can see through there. I don't think there's any part of the, the vacuum doesn't vent out through that area. It vents out through this exhaust port. And you can actually see that when you take the bag chamber off. So dust basically travels from here, kind of up through here into the bag, goes through the motor, and then that is the exhaust. And I trust that this is a sealed system. I mean, it's Lindhaus. I think their filtration is pretty, you know, reputable. Because I mean, like, you know, back in the day, like, every vacuum manufacturer was saying that they had like true HEPA or something like that, and you weren't even putting like sealing gaskets on the back door. That'd be like back in the late 90s though, early 2000s. And what else is there to show about this vacuum? I guess I can talk about how I ended up getting it. So I'd been wanting to add a like nice new vacuum to my collection for a while, and there were a lot of different candidates in my mind, like, you know, maybe like a Miele C3 Home Care, or Cibo Felix, Lindhaus Healthcare Pro, Lindhaus HF6. I don't know if there's anything other than those three. But I was also thinking about getting one of these, because, I mean, these are not cheap if you've looked up the price on these. Most commonly, they go for about $1,500, but I ended up catching a deal on one for $1,000, so that was pretty cool. Unfortunately, the shipping process ended up being kind of a nightmare, because the store I got it from, which, I mean, they were like helpful with the customer service stuff, so I'm not like bad mouthing them or anything, but so the battery in these isn't actually shipped with the vacuum. So I got the box on my doorstep and I was like, hey, Lindhaus, open up the box, put the vacuum together, and realized that there was no battery. So I contacted them, they shipped the battery, and then I got stuck in a FedEx processing center for like 2 weeks. And I think in that time, like, I saw the Hoover on sale and was like, I just want a new vacuum. And so I ordered the Hoover, and anyway, the battery for the Lindhaus and the Hoover itself arrived on the same day. So that was kind of fun. And yeah, so what else is there to say about this vacuum? Oh yeah. Has the Lindhaus M29R hard floor nozzle. It's also a combo nozzle, but it's a bit like the RD285 that I was showing off in the last video. It has a spring-loaded brush, which I guess, and a little squeegee next to it. Kind of hard to see. And you also see that there's like 2 air paths, one behind and one in front of the squeegee, which is kind of interesting. But my thing about this is that it actually stands upon its own, unlike a Cibo Felix with the Porquet nozzle attached, or the or that Miele over there. So you see there's a pedal and goes down, swivels around, and it'll even like swivel like this if you want to use a vacuum like that. Kind of awkward, but yeah, it's kind of good for getting under stuff. But actually, let's show off the power settings on this vacuum. Let's fire it up. Got a pretty cool sound to it. So you hit this button and it goes to yellow. That means it's on the medium speed mode. Or that means it's on the highest. And then you hit that and it goes back to normal. And then I'll take the camera down for a second. Let's see if I can. So you see those 3 circles right there. 2 of them are filled. That means battery's on, like, I guess 2/3 charge roughly. And we will turn the vacuum off, but you actually kind of see the circuit boards inside. Or maybe you can't because lighting's not great. But anyways, I'll do a test with this one, both with the power nozzle and with the combo nozzle. But yeah, this vacuum is pretty cool. It's kind of a jack of all trades kind of vacuum. Like, I think hard floor cleaning is really where this one does best, and I don't even use my canisters anymore now that I got this one. But in terms of carpet performance, it's probably on par with the 1-power HEPA. The problem with the power nozzle is that it does have kind of a tendency to smell out larger debris. Then if you hit this button, you put it in suction only mode. See how it does with that. Definitely didn't pick up as much, but yeah, I think this vacuum kind of relies on its adaptation to do a good job, which is fair. But while it is in the first mode, that means that you're in the lowest power setting. Then in this mode, it's on the medium setting, and then in this setting, it is literally just the power nozzle. Let's see how it cleans with that. Honestly, pretty well. And hear all the dust going. Or not the dust, but whatever this stuff is. Fruit Loops, Fruit Pebbles. Then, yeah, you see it goes down to the lowest power setting when you're in this mode. So yeah, it's a good vacuum. I wouldn't say we're at the point where a cordless vacuum is going to clean as well as something like a Kirby or a Record Vibrance or a Radiance or something, but I think you could suffice with a vacuum like this. Oh yeah, I was going to do the other attachment, so let's show off how you put one of these on. And something I like about the Lindhaus is that the buttons are they're designed to be pressed from above, which, since it's on the floor, that's really smart. Don't see this on the Mila or Sibo. So, take that off. Get off that on there, and it doesn't always stay up on its own when it's on carpet, but it's just fine on hard floors. I kind of wonder if the spring-loaded brush provides a lot of stability when it's on hard floors. We won't put as much of this down, but we will run it at max suction. So hopefully that'll help it pick stuff up. And in Europe, they're selling these with the just with this nozzle, and honestly, I think that'd be pretty good if you've just got area rugs and stuff. Very quiet vacuum. Probably the quietest one I've filmed tonight. And you can see it has a nice swivel to it. The power head doesn't have swivel, but this attachment does. I don't know, wrong power setting, it seems. But whatever, you know, cleaned well. So, next up is the recurve vibrance.